Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Mighty Brad's podcast. Nour, welcome back to the show. This is part two.
I didn't think I would make it back here, man. I thought that after the podcast, I was going to go through a heroic journey where I would not come back due to scars, bleeding out, and just probably somewhere dead in the ditch. So
Well,
it's good to be
I'm
here.
glad you're back, and I'm hoping the heroic journey is, it's going well, and it's, going good enough that you're not dead yet.
Yeah, it feels good to be here, Brad.
Hey, thanks for being here. So, I wanted to ask you, do you think, self-improvement is a huge thing nowadays? A lot of stuff that I preach, has to relate to it. Do you think self-improvement is falling short in some ways?
You know, it's crazy, man. I've been like in self improvement for like the past 5 years, and like I found myself due to being like so caught up in it, having such different viewpoints as like throughout the years. 2016 is when I really delved into it. It was great at first and things were going good. Then I started to realize like a lot of working on myself was result like that was like the result I was getting, right? But there was no result on the mission that I was doing, and it kind of made me feel like the return on investment wasn't really that upscale, because I was working a lot on myself, self. I was looking good, I felt good, but I didn't feel good enough because the thing that I was chasing was not getting accomplished. And then throughout the years later on, I realized I found myself focusing more on the mission than actually self improvement. And yet again, it's like, it's not me completely jotting down self improvement, just completely just setting it aside. It's more of a thing I'm like, okay, I should be already doing this stuff, right? Or if any, just minimal in order for me to move on. Like, for an example, I used to wake up in the morning and I'll go to the gym immediately, right? But at the same time, if I had an option of going to the gym in the morning or getting to the task immediately, I choose going to the gym as a cope to kind of not start the task already. So I kind of found that even self improvement could possibly be a cope because to a certain degree, men should already be taking care of themselves. They should already be going to the gym doing explosive movements. They should already be taking care of their diet. The diet part should every single person should already know all this stuff as far as what's good, what's not, what's actually destroying your body, poisoning yourself, and then moving on. So self improvement for me, man, and it's kind of weird because I've actually been trying to restructure my entire YouTube channel because it doesn't seem, I feel like everything's already been spoken about, and I kind of feel like as far as right now, there's a lot of gimmick in it because it's kind of selling a lot of kids' dreams
Hmm.
that if you just continue to, if you get a six pack, you're just gonna become a millionaire. And that's not how it works.
Right. Over the past few years of me going through the whole self-improvement journey too, I got to a point where, I realized a lot of this stuff, they're tools. To a degree, when I first started going to the gym, meditation, all this stuff, it made my life significantly better. And that for a little while, that was my purpose per se. But it gets to the point where it's like you can't just self improve 24/7 and not have any sort of income or not, work towards any type of mission like you were mentioning before. I was having a conversation with a few buddies of mine in the car. It's like, we've been going through this together. We talk about this stuff all the time. What we're kind of realizing is like, all this stuff is super important. The gym, meditation, all this stuff is important, but they're tools. Just going to the gym can't be your purpose because
Hmm.
it's gonna fall short. You will have a better body. It will help with your mindset, et cetera, and it will make you better. But if you just have that, the way I like to explain it is, self improvement and a lot of these concepts. It's one aspect of life. If you have that, but you also neglect your mission, then it's like you said, it's not going to be enough.
And like I feel like when it comes down to it being a tool, like for an example, like I preached out this thing of you go to the gym and you exercise explosive movements to carry that into your body of work. Like for an example, if you're gonna be on the phone calls, if you're gonna be going out there and doing door to door, if you're gonna be going out there and doing some type of thing where it requires some type of tarnish where you have to be like on point, handshake, first hand impression, you can simultaneously use whatever movements that you're in the gym, and in your head, you're kind of metaphorically taking that into how you're going to take over your day, right? It's stuff like that. But when it comes down to like this thing where you're just not really doing the movement, the mission, you know, like the best thing you could possibly be doing is probably like a morning ritual, right? And that's got to be something like where you get up, you eat 2 dates or something, you drink a cup of water, and you do your little prayer, and now you're off to the races, right? It's so simple, man. It's like I a lot of the time, and I'm one of them because I'm all over on YouTube with the self-improvement. It kinda restructured later on. And my takeout about it from the beginning was kinda trying to plant seeds into people's head. It was not even like trying to do a 1 step this, 2 steps this, 3 step this. But it is crazy how flooded YouTube is right now, and I feel like it's starting to die out just a little bit just due to how people already kinda got the assignment. Like, for me, I'm like, "Okay, I'll probably go" now I'm probably going hitting the sauna maybe, like, once a week, 2 a week. I don't need to do it every day, right? And I'll do it for 20 minutes. I'll try to get exercising all of it. Or, like, cold showers, for an example. Like, I really, really, really think that when you have a mission, all this stuff ties back essentially to all the things you're already trying to chase, like the NoFap, like to getting your diet clean and doing all that stuff. When you have the mission, you find something else carrying you than all this stuff that you're like intentionally trying to put on as gadgets on yourself. And
Mhm.
that's something I'm starting to
Yeah.
learn right now.
I know there's a lot of people who preach it's if you're not working a 9 to 5, for example, you don't have to go to school at 7 a.m. Fill the first 5, 6 hours of, just stuff for you, and then you could, start work later in the day. If that works for you, that's fine. But like you said, I don't think your entire morning, the first 3, 4 hours of your day has to be filled with just reading, meditation, stuff and that. Like, stuff that could be included in your day, but you could space that out at different times throughout the day. And just doing it one or three things that takes maybe 15 to 30 minutes of your time as a morning ritual that just gets your mind right, gets you in the zone, and then you're like, all right, what do I have to accomplish today? Go do that. And once you accomplish whatever you want to get done for the day, okay, now you have time for meditation. Now you have time to read your book for 6 hours, right?
Right.
Whatever it is that you want to do. I think it definitely falls short if your purpose becomes reading books, etc., permanently, right? They're all great tools, but if it's just that, you're gonna see progress continually, but it's gonna get to a point, where you're like, all right, well, what else? And that's what happened for me.
And I think also what kinda shifted my mindset about the entire thing of self-improvement, all this stuff, and focus more on, like, the mission side is I realize that there's other people that wake up in the morning, will literally like, shotgun a Mountain Dew, and they're making millions, right? And it's not even, like, the base of, like, trying to idolize millions. It's just that's what the guy is chasing. That's what the guy is absolutely going out there and attacking. Right? And it's not basically him taking a Mountain Dew is just it literally debunks everything. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to say that self improvement is not the answer. No, it is. You should be doing just enough. If you're somebody that's out there trying to become something, right? Sit down, look at what you want to do. How soon do you want to get there? What things requires you to do this specific thing? Is it going to require a tarnish? Is it going to require you to do some absolute absurd shit where you're not sleeping often? You have like all these different things you need to add onto your gadgets, like such as, for example, going to the gym so you can get stronger. Your diet needs to be absolute perfect so you can literally, maybe you happen to have some kind of bad addiction of smoking cigarettes or something, and you can't quit trying to even things out so you can push forward and not trying to be funneled down in like some kind of just like pit of hell where you just can't leave. Just enough for you to get by. Just enough for you to get by. Attack, 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 attack.
Those are some really good points. And yeah, I mean, in terms of the guy who's either is a millionaire or is close to becoming one, and he just drinks a Mountain Dew every morning. To a degree, he's getting up. Of course, it's not doing something healthy, but then he gets straight to what he has to do, and he gets that
Yeah.
done. Right. Self improvement is still necessary to make a good life. For example, that guy, once he's a millionaire, you have $1 million, you can do a lot more things. For example, you could travel a lot more and pay for more things that people who don't have much money can't, as much money as that can't, for example, right? But And so those are, all benefits to him. But, if he's super overweight, drinks this Mountain Dew every morning, all in all, his lifespan is probably going to go down a few years.
And I'm gonna
He's,
have to smack the shit out of him, dude, to wake him up. Though also,
yeah, yeah. And, he's just, he's going to make the money. Maybe he'll be satisfied to a degree with that, but physically, he's not going to feel good. A few entrepreneurs in my personal life that I've met live near me, for example, and there's these two brothers who have a marketing agency. They're crushing it. They're around my age. They're young guys, and they also go to the gym every day. They find that time to fit that in at the end of the night after they're done with everything. And I was sitting down having a conversation with them. What's all that money worth if your mental health is garbage and your physical health is garbage? Because it's like, how many, which millionaire today jumped off the top of the building and he took his own life? Money can 100% be a tool to making life better and affording new things that will then in turn make your happiness go up. Of course, it's not the only area. It's just like the self-improvement thing where it's like, you can't just do self-improvement without a mission. You got to combine it. Same with making a lot of money. You got to combine that with taking care of yourself.
yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I think that everybody should be finding out what the hell is going on as far as the foods. That's number one, because a lot of people need to realize this, right? There's two types of people that are free in this world. It's going to be rich people and poor people, right? Because they have free will. They can do whatever the hell they want. The people in the middle, oh my God. The people in the middle are literally in a fucking hole. The closest thing to us, honestly, slaves. They literally feel super closed in. They have all these things they're absolutely put in whatever it is. Now, what I'm trying to basically say is that for anybody out there that is looking to become something greater and they want to become free, right? The main thing that you need to be focusing on is, of course, your health. Because if you don't have an operating machine, you can't get anywhere in the world. And I'm going to relap back to that point I was making at the beginning. I know I'm all over the place right now. But essentially, it's the most important thing that you've got, right? Why should you focus on the health? Because there's a lot of foods out there in the world. They're absolutely killing people and destroying their insides, right? And I'm not trying to get all conspiracy theory and all this different stuff, but we need to actually focus on the things that are going to get you by to another degree. Like, for an example, like me, right? There's two plugs that I have, the egg plug and the honey plug. I need to make sure that my honey is local. All right. And I'm not talking about the girls. I'm talking about the real nectar from Mother Nature, baby. Okay. And then when it comes down to the eggs, I need to make sure my eggs have been laid like a week ago and sent over to my house. Okay. Because I need to make sure I'm giving myself some high quality stuff because I'm a high quality individual, right? I need to put premium gas in this tank, baby, because I'm not no Kia, I'm not no Honda, and I'm not no Toyota. I know those things are reliable, but I'm a damn Ferrari. I need to go fast. Except this Ferrari doesn't need any oil changes, doesn't need any of that. It's indestructible because my diet is so fantastic, right? And when it comes down to the meats, also, oh my God, dude. I've been hearing that they've been trying to ban meat, and I have been flipping my shit, getting pissed off. I'm in a place, dude, where if I get my meat taken away from me, I'm about to pull up like as if I'm from Texas tonight. I'm about to become the biggest patriot of all time if they ban my meat. I need all the gadgets, all the guns, and I'm ready to go into the abyss of taking over and getting my shit back so I can moo over there. But anyways, the whole point of what I'm trying to say is that if you really, 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 really want to go out there on a mission, you want to become something bigger than life, right? It's not about you. You can do all the self-improvement in the world, but at the same time, less work on other things and focus on the mission. You'll find yourself literally not sleeping that much. If you're able to have a fantastic diet, you can literally even that out, right? That's why I was bringing the whole concept of cigarettes. You may have an addiction where if you happen to try to get out of the addiction, it'll take you too much time to do it. And you'll find yourself not being the person that you were before. It just could be in a complete like still person because now my identity is I quit this specific thing, right? And if you find yourself liking something, and I'm not saying I'm not trying to promote any drugs or anything like that. I'm just trying to say that you can do other things to kind of level it out. And it could possibly be something where like, okay, I'm going to use a cigarette to as a reward or something like that. But at the end of the day, my diet is super fantastic. If because I'm going on a mission, I'm sleeping for 3 hours, I'm going to have to substitute that for something else. The other 3 hours, maybe my diet is all the way fantastic. And then I'll be able to replenish and get the sleep in, right? And the concept of people that are poor and the people that are rich are completely free. I want that to be ingrained into the people's heads because you are not free. If you're literally in the middle class area and you're not completely like broke out in the street, you're not free. Because those poor people have free will, bro. They literally have free will. They can do whatever the hell they want. Nobody's telling them what to do. Nobody's telling them to go right, left, up, down, none of that. Same thing for the most rich people. And I want you to keep that in consideration as you're going throughout the mission.
In terms of the food, I don't even think there's much of a conspiracy theory side to it anymore. I think it's just reality. It's common knowledge that the fast food, most of the food that you get from the grocery store, like there's chemicals. It's and nothing is as natural as it should be anymore. And it's crazy because if you don't live near farms or farmers or somewhere where you can get that stuff on the more natural side, and
Plug.
there you go. So got to find someone like that. But it's like for the majority of people, they're just going to their local grocery store, and it's like, I'm sure there's some stuff in there that's not as bad as other things, but it's like, I don't know. I heard something about like Whole Foods, the fruits and the vegetables that they have, some sort of chemical that's in it that's just not good and stuff like that. It's just like all this stuff put together, with all of the fluoride being added to the water, all this stuff combined. It's like, what's really going on here? You got to ask yourself the question. It's like, why is our food not that natural? Is there a more darker agenda behind this?
Yeah, brother. We're all going to die. No, seriously, man. If you happen to literally start studying what the hell is going on out there, like such as, for an example, here's a number one tip, fellas. Stop eating soy and seed oils. Anything that's not olive oil and butter, do not consume as a, I'm going to stop saying that, as a fucking oil. Guys, stop doing that shit. It's literally poisoning you slowly. It's killing you slowly. These sugars, all this different GMOs, this bullshit ass shit. Once you start going into the supermarket, you start to learn a little bit more. You are literally going to look at it and be like, what the hell am I going into? It's almost like people will look at it, oh, this is the grocery store, La La Land. But really, it's just nothing but a hut of misery. It's just a bunch of bullshit. You know what I need? I need my meat, my avocados, my honey, and that's it. Maybe a Red Bull here and there, but I'm still evening out with other stuff, okay? I'm taking care of my health in other places. But my point is this, man, like even the water, we're fucked. The water, we're fucked. Even the meat, I forgot even to tell you this. Am I looking at the camera, Red?
Yeah.
I got a meat plug too. Okay? I got the butcher. Like, I can't even get my meat on a Monday. He's got to tell me, hey, you got to come on a Thursday. Because that's when I lay the chopper on these cows. So I can give you the meat. But my point, and what I'm trying to say is that almost every single thing, like I think like the sardines are probably the only thing that I messed up, but even the ocean's effed up. But you
Mhm.
have to try your hardest not to get effed. And by the
Yeah.
way, one thing that should motivate the shit out of you guys is getting rich. Because when you're in those places, you're able to afford better things. But even if you're in a place where you're broke, you don't have any money, you guys need to actually sacrifice going to high-end places and spending your food. I swear to God. Because if you're fueling the machine enough and you're scared, oh, I need to save my money. If you're fueling yourself enough, you can literally take this body, this machine that you have, and allow it to do anything in the world because you have a sustainable brain. It's not flogged up. You don't feel fatigued after you consume a meal. You don't have any of that. Now you're able to attack any objective, any chick out there, or anybody out there in the fucking land, La La Land that you're in. So keep that in mind.
Most of the water goes through something called a water treatment center. That's to make it drinkable, so you don't die 5 seconds after you drink it, right? So it's like you're like, oh, how is any of the water, actually affecting me? Because it's drinkable. I'm not dying the next day. And 100%, it's safe enough in that aspect. But like for example, the introduction of birth control. So many women are taking that, right? And so the water, when they go to the bathroom, right, that goes down, and then all the water gets sent through a treatment center, right, and then it's the water's kind of recycled, so then that goes into drinking water and other areas, your tap water, etc. And something like estrogen, for example, cannot be filtered out by these water treatment centers because these treatment centers are so old that they're not being updated for whatever reason. Maybe the town can't afford it. Maybe they just don't give a shit. I don't know what the reason is, but the point
Probably don't
is
give a shit.
probably. But so the point is, estrogen, for example, is present in men and women. Every men have a little bit of estrogen, more testosterone. Women have a lot of estrogen, less testosterone. But when we drink our tap water as men, estrogen, for example, is going within our body. And, we're not supposed to have any more estrogen than our body already produces. We're not supposed to be taking that in. And so this then comes down to, the men getting weaker, which I think we covered in the last conversation we had. And, this is just one small thing that affects it compared to, the 10,000 other reasons as to why men aren't as strong as they used to and why mental health is going down the drain. We're all addicted to video games and can't get our asses out of bed, et cetera, right? And so it's just, I think this then leads into, I do not believe the government cares about you as much as everybody thinks they do. It's like, oh, I need to vote for this person. They're going to make things better. And maybe they'll change a few things, maybe. But, in terms of the way the world works and the way it is run right now, and the way it is run is nobody cares about you as an individual, and they never will. You know, you're not going to change the system, right? But you just have to be aware of what's going on so that, for example, the government doesn't care about my health, so they'll put chemicals in the food. Okay, to your point before, let me make sure I'm putting high quality food in my body. And, just realizing these things allows you to go down different paths, spend your money on different things, spend your time doing different things. But yeah, what's your take on
Well, to begin this, the government doesn't care about you, but Mighty Brad and Nour Sanif do.
we do.
We're the only people on the internet actually that care about you. We're here.
Don't watch anybody else on YouTube. Everyone else
No. There's not a single person on the internet that cares about you. Just Mighty Brad and Nour Sanif that care about you. Welcome to another episode of absolutely giving you the answers, baby. So, to be honest with you, the government is not out looking for your favor. They don't give a shit. Okay. None of this stuff that they put out there is like, oh, it's crazy to me. I'll talk to customers all the time. Like, yeah, my doctor, my this and that. I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm a big believer that there's a cure for everything in the world out there. Right. And when I'm seeing people taking all this fucking medication, when I get a headache, I'm not taking Tylenol. When I'm going through something, I don't take medication. I let my body heals itself. When I have something that's going on, I don't use pills or any of this other different stuff, right? And a lot of this stuff is actually degrading you. Like, for example, if you had a headache and you're able to cope with it by taking Tylenol, for an example, and you're not able to sit through that pain, that in a way can honestly demasculate you in some type of way, right? Because if I'm out here taking whatever Tylenol and I'm not taking it, it's just like something that I'm unfazed about it. Moving on. I'm not becoming soft, or I need to go take some kind of sugar pill. But if anything, it's not a sugar pill. It's actually trying to fuck you up, and it's literally numbing the pain. It's not even doing anything, right? And the government, and I'm starting to realize this, man. We're gonna have to go to another planet, mighty Brad, because we're not looking too good right now. Okay, and I'm not trying to make people sound scared or anything. But the fucking every single thing that's going on out there, like manipulating the dating scenes and like women, like the whole stuff of go be a thought, and now all these women now are like coming up and they're single, and then men, they all want to do all this bullshit. I don't even know. I just feel like we're in bad times right now, Mighty Brad. They're even gonna take our gasoline cars, brother. They're going to take away our gasoline cars. And once they get the electric cars, and call me a conspiracy theorist, they're going to have all the control, dude. You know how I know this, Mighty Brad? I know you have to speak. Because, dude, there was actually just one person that purchased an electric vehicle, and somebody can quote me on this. Hopefully, maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully, I am, but I don't think I am. He purchased a car. It wasn't making payments. The car drove back to the dealership, bro.
No way.
Yes. So what do you think is going to happen when we have all electric cars? Is it not that obvious? What do you think is going to happen? Oh, we're driving down a little street. I want to go eat. Hell no, you can't go eat. Stop the car. Go back home. We're during another lockdown. The car gets shut down. We're not allowed to leave. We're fucked, guys. And I'm going to be the person to say, I don't care.
And then Nour's gonna be dead 2 days later.
I'm gonna survive, brother. It's over.
Oh yeah.
Because you know why? Because I don't have fluoride in my system, and I have the
Mm.
natural balance of estrogen, and I'm eating meat, and I have the egg plug and all the good stuff. So I'm not gonna
I,
die, guys. I'm indestructible.
is there what water do you drink?
There's this
So
there's this I think it's called Coyote or something like that. I'll be able to maybe plug it on the bottom of the video, but it's from uh I see it a lot of times at 7-Eleven, and it'll literally say no fluoride. No
mhm.
fluoride in it, and also the toothpaste that I use doesn't have fluoride in it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I just switched over to that too, and I switched to like more natural soap and stuff without all the bullshit in it. Same with shampoo and stuff like that. I mean, and people even ask me, it's like, oh, Brad, you have natural soap, but like you're still drinking water with fluoride in it. Like, what is that doing? I think something is better than nothing. Like, let's say you can only afford to buy some natural soap, but you can't afford to, buy this or change this. It's like, you're at least doing something, and you have the consciousness and the awareness of what's going on, and you want the best for your body. And I think the mindset is also so much of a fact to just a key to your reality and how your body feels and everything, because it's no question about it that the thoughts in your mind dictate your reality and how you feel. I mean, it's like, you wake up, you're in a good mood, you see so many more good things throughout your day. You feel shitty, you look at everything in a negative light. It's like, it's the perception change of reality is absolutely insane. And so, when you start to physically feed your stuff better things, like for example, if I eat something shitty like a Pop Tart in the morning, you know may not feel like completely horrible, but I'll feel whatever. But I eat a salad or something, I feel so much better. My mind works better, my body feels good. Bless you.
Thank you.
And then just everything in my body and my environment seems to flow better. And so it's realizing that everything affects everything.
Yeah. No, 100%. You know, when you were saying it, like for everybody, it's like for an example, therapy. For me, I truly believe that I don't really agree with the whole concept of therapy, going out there and talking to a therapist and all this different shit. And essentially, the way you can look at a good diet and taking all this different stuff out, it's almost like, let's say you have like a really good diet, right? But you have fluoride in it. And you're doing all this different stuff that's not good. Essentially, you feel like you're kind of feeding yourself with the right stuff, even though it's not. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is that the cope with a lot of people don't realize that therapy or going to therapy is not actually helping them. If anything, it's just widening or opening up their perspective, right? For example, like me, what I'd rather do instead of going to a therapist, right? I'd really try to dial in on my diet, because if I focus on my diet, I'll find myself being more happy, right? I'll find myself being more open, find myself being just overall just on top of world, right? For the people who don't know about that, right? They'll find themselves trying to feel better through going to like therapy, for an example, and they're still doing fluoride. They're still going out there and doing all this fucking bullshit that's absolutely just tarnishing their body, right? But yeah, what I'm trying to say is this, and people will be like, what is he even talking about? The answers are already out there. It's all in nature. All you have to do is just do the correct thing. Stop eating produced food, do enough, and move on. A lot of this stuff that's out, it's crazy to me. Like, you can become the best version of yourself that if you just start looking into nature and the things are just natural. and stop being just weird. Like, I swear, I can't look at any people. I look at people, I'm just like, what are you guys doing? What are you
Mhm.
even doing? What's going on here? And then I just wait for Mighty Brad to travel all the way from Jersey to come smack him across the face. But he never appears. I don't know why. So I have to do it myself. God.
There's so many natural remedies, whether it's physical things or just physical actions that you take that can solve these problems of, when we're just mentally masturbating and just going overthinking and just going over it, when you just have to take one action that's going to change it. I think, something like therapy, for example, I think too many people go into therapy, with the mindset of like, I just want to complain about my problems and have someone make me feel like I'm okay. Like, if you're going to therapy, go with the goal of like, sure, maybe you want your feelings validated a little bit, but go in like, make sure you're talking to someone who knows their shit and is going to be like, hey, I know how you're feeling. You have to do this so that your life becomes better and you don't have to come to see me for the next 40 years. If I'm a therapist, I don't want you to be my client for the rest of your life. I want I would want you to get out of my office as quickly as possible because I want you to be a better person, right? I don't want you to have to deal with this shit anymore. And I think sometimes, in terms of certain therapists, it's like you didn't even ask you like basic things. It's like, are you exercising? Oh, you're not exercising? Well, no shit, you don't feel
Here's
good,
these
right?
pills, brother. Are you
There you
exercising?
go.
Here you go. How's your diet?
There
Here you go. How's your relationship? Here you go. How is this? Here you go. I'm about to wrap. All right, let me tell you something real quick. The shit's bullshit. And then the second thing I actually want to add on to the diet stuff. There's two minds, right? There's two brains. The brain you have in your head, and then the brain that's in your gut, right? And you have to realize a lot of the stuff that you're eating is inflaming your gut. Now, one of the ways to kind of bring your gut to be absolutely just resetted is going on a fast. 72 hours, you can reset it, right? Just want to put that out there for the people out there as well. Okay. Things that are tarnishing your gut are stuff like everything I'm going to mention is going to be good for your gut, like fish, right? Olive oil, meats, like, for an example, like garlic cloves, um, maybe butter, right? Sardines, and the list goes on. You can always search up like anti-inflammatory foods, and that's gonna make your gut healthy, right? And when you have a good gut, this is what's crazy. This is how I look at this. Mighty Brad, think about this. When you get zits on your face, that's a result from your gut being bad. When your teeth are fucked up,
you
that's your gut being bad. When you smell bad, that's your gut. When you smell bad through your armpit, that's literally your gut. It's the stuff that you're eating. Now, why do people be like, oh, I don't want to use deodorant, man. I'm done using that company stuff. Okay. And you're still smelling like shit for the next week because you're trying to participate in one place, but you're not participating in another place that requires extreme discipline. Anybody can get up and be like, I'm not going to take deodorant today. Okay. But you're going to realize you're going to start smelling like shit. Honestly, to me, man, that actually requires more energy to smell like shit than actually eat a good diet. Holy snaps. Fuck. But yeah, man, think about it like that. And I think this is gonna be kind of cool because I don't think we really talked about this before,
yeah.
Brad, because the gut is where it's at. And if you focus a lot on just treating the gut, you'll find yourself not eating sugar because nobody has like a real motivation to stop eating sugar. But if you look at it, I'm
Mhm.
trying to treat my gut for me to do wonders, you're gonna find yourself being great. I have like really clear skin, right? I used to put on this bullshit on my face I'd buy from Target. I stopped. And my face has been way more cleaner than it was because I'm taking care of my gut. Life's fantastic. I'm going to eat a bar of butter for the family right after this one. And I'm going to cheers it up to you, Brad.
Appreciate that. I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, I used to use a ton of my acne used to be super bad. And I used to I used to, put all that stuff on my face and I came across this guy on YouTube that was like, all you need to do to clean your face is put water on it. And I'm like, shit, okay, let me try that. And then everything just suddenly got better within the next few months. And it's like, a lot of these prescribed drugs and fix this problem with your skin, this and that. It's like there's a more natural way to do it. And plus, so many of these outlets are like they get you hooked on it. And like let's say when I was depressed, they had me take medication, but this was years ago. And I didn't notice any difference within myself. My parents said, they noticed the difference. But anyway, A lot of people get addicted to, something like a serotonin reuptake or whatever. And it's like, if you're just relying on a drug to make you feel better, you'll never be okay because you need that to feel okay. It's like if you're gonna take the drug for a certain period of time, okay, but you can't. You need that needs to be in combination with what am I doing in my day to day life? What habits can I make better so that I don't feel like shit anymore, right? Because it really all comes down to mental masturbation. If like you're just overthinking your mind all the time, you're not taking any action, of course, nothing is going to change. Nothing can change without you doing physical things in this reality.
Man, it's just so sad to me, dude, that we've gone to the point. Like everything you said is probably like a lot, the majority of the people are going through, right? And it's crazy that we've gone to a point right now where not doing anything is a problem now. You know, like not doing task or being slumped in a house and all this different shit because we have all this comfort zones and it finds us being antisocial and all these different problems are going on in the world. Like it's truly sad, and a lot of these winning people, you'll find them being bigger than life, but are they really bigger than life? I mean, they are bigger than life for what's going on right now. But if you look at a lot of the people from back in the day, man, these guys were true, like, they're true, like true warriors, true leaders, true just absolute go getters. And you'll find a lot of those people are absolutely just doing great. They're just doing more than the average person. What is the average person, man? They're like depressed, they're sad, they're sitting on their ass, and they're probably doing like low effort stuff, right? They're going to a 95. And because they perform super great, boom, they'll find themselves like, oh, okay, I'm being productive, whatever. But what is productivity like if you're not being consistent? When was the last time you're on a 3-year run? I don't think anybody can really just say that. I know you have uphills and downhill, but that's where all the lessons that people put out there. How long are you gonna keep hearing the word of be disciplined, be motivated, do all this stuff? Understand the task. I heard this one saying about how it's crazy to me about how, for an example, like a woman, right? You'll tell her, like when you're married to her, you'll be like, "Hey, can you do this for me?" No. But then her boss would be like, "Hey, do this when she's getting paid." And she's like, "Yeah, that's fine." So essentially, like when it comes down to the loved ones, oh, you're almost, oh, you treat me like a slave, whatever the hell it is. But essentially, it's like, man, for all the people that are like men, they're out there just, you'll find yourself being on this high of work for the 9 to 5 that you're doing. Imagine you put that work into something that you believed in. First of all, a lot of the reason why people are not doing shit is because you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in the task. You don't have like you don't have drive. And it's not even discipline. The thing, no, it's obsession. You don't have obsession. There's motivation, which is bullshit, right? Which is you get the motivational like masturbation, right? And then there's discipline, which is you're gonna have to need on certain days. But then there's absolute obsession. If I believed in Escape Plan, or if I believed in Mighty Brad, right? And I'm believing in the brand, you're gonna find myself trying to take a lot of time for that specific thing. I want to get a good diet for me to operate better. I'm going to want to go to the gym to do explosive moves so I can be explosive. And I want to absolutely surround myself with the best people so I can make sure that the mental that I'm working for can stay sustainable. I'm not going online. I'm trying to see what the news is talking about. I'm not trying to, literally every single day, it's overwhelming. When I was at my job, I'd go upstairs to the break room. I want to eat. I don't give a shit about no TV, but the news is on. And I'm not going to lie, it gets overwhelming. This happened. And this happened. Welcome, guys. Someone died. The world is going to absolutely explode, guys, and you are all going to die. 2 minutes later, welcome to Costco. We've got all the foods that you need. It's like, what the hell is even going on, dude? Like what even is on TV? Focus on yourself. Focus on the mission and nothing but that. You have to realize that the government and all this shit that's going on is not out for your best favor. Like climate change right now. This is my opinion and it's not Mighty Brad's. I'm not going to speak for him. I'm not going to say that this shit is doesn't exist. But this is a gimmick, brother. I know for a fact that the world is not in the same place that it was, but I know for a fact that we are going to be pushed into an agenda to fear people for their life. I worked at a place where I sold cars. Hybrid vehicles, a lot of people want to go hybrid because they just want to say I'm hybrid. You don't need a hybrid vehicle. And if anything, it is actually worse for the environment to dispose that damn battery. And that's a fact. And when it comes down to electricity vehicles, when we all have electric vehicles, it is not going to power every single vehicle out there in the world. It's not going to work that way. And if people are going to be like, oh, but the gas, guys, if you guys really looked into it, there's gas we have not touched, and they're choosing not to touch it. And there's a reason behind that. And there's a lot of things that go into it. But you just need to realize that all this shit that's happening in the world, it's here to fear you from doing the task. They don't want you to win. They don't want you to become a G, and they don't want you to go out there and absolutely supply and make everyone financially free and escape. Done.
Right.
And back to Mighty Brad, all the way on the other side. Is gonna be speaking about the forecast. After
It's so wild. I mean, I just I never I haven't turned on the news in years. I mean, not that I really watched it to begin with, but like, I'll look on my phone sometimes. For example, I went I made a video on Instagram the other day of, the agenda behind this, and all the stuff that's being promoted. And that came from the inspiration for that came from I literally just opened up my browser to go and like type in YouTube to go check, like, edit my channel. And right before I typed in YouTube, I saw like Yahoo News or whatever it was. It was just on my screen. I opened up my browser on my screen. World War III. I'm like, I just click on the next button. I'm like, wow, every single thing is just the most negative and horrific thing that could possibly be happening. So I'm like, this is really, like, our world is this bad. Like my life, everybody's life is just complete trash. There's no way to ever attain any sort of happiness or contentness with your life. It's like I should just be living in fear throughout my entire day, and I should watch the news this morning. Someone got killed 2 towns over. Now I have to go throughout my entire day and worry if someone's gonna stab me while walking to my car. Like, what is the purpose of that? There's no purpose but to instill fear in you and, prevent you from doing what you ultimately prevent you from doing what you want with your life, because fear is the driver that the government uses for everything. It's like, starting a business is hard, so you shouldn't do it. Exercising is hard, so you shouldn't do it. Avoid hard tasks. And go the easy route. I'm not gonna come out here and say there's something wrong with a 9 to 5. Like, you enjoy the common life that's promoted by, society. Nothing wrong with that. For me personally, and I know for you, we want something else. And to get that something else, you have to look outside of the box.
That's facts. Looking outside the box. What's inside the box? Yeah, look outside the box.
Yeah.
No, 110%. And I'm not trying to say that the world is perfect, but it goddamn is, right? And I mean, this is what I want to say. This is what I have to say about that, is that there's going to be things going on in this world. This world is cruel. There's evil out there. There's true evil in the world, right? But you don't really need to be looking for it, right? Go about your own life. Be prepared for whatever is going to be coming your way. That's what a 360 individual is. A 360 individual is fully aware of his surroundings and is fully aware of himself, right? And you're going about nothing but the tasks that you have to do. And you don't need to be worried about what's happening in Afghanistan or in other areas, right? You just don't need to know it. I don't want to know about it. And that's what I chose to do. I'm going to worry about other shit. You know what matters the most right now? Getting my next meal in. I need to survive, dude. That's more important than anything out there. I need to worry about going out there and supplying this. I need to go do this. I need to make this shot. I need to make this phone call. There's other things you guys need to be worrying about. But when you find yourself sitting there doing nothing, it's because you happen to have free time when you could be doing something else that's great or heroic. Then you're going to be going online and looking at all this fucking bullshit. The heroic mission that you guys need to be going on will literally give you the answers for you to do crazy shit. Like, I swear to God, I'll look back and be like, why was I working so hard when I was doing my acting career? Because I was obsessed, right? And I was obsessed to the T where I literally didn't want to sleep anymore. Sending shots of just resume here, submitting this and that. That's what you guys need to do. And when people say, oh, go out there and try new things, put yourself in uncomfortable situations, that's what it is. So you could possibly get a spark to say, go travel the world for what? For inspiration, right? When I went to Greece, I paid us X amount of money. And people go like, oh, it just took that X amount of money for me to go on the trip. I didn't care what it was. I wanted to get inspired and come back. And what happened? It was priceless. It just so happened to be the amount of money that I spent. And that's what's worth more than that, because once you get the spark, that's when you run. And when you get the spark, stay away from bad people, stay away from bad shit, stay away from the media, and stay away from just bad influence, period. That's what you guys need. Because a lot of these people that you see out there that are just killing it, they like have zero influence on other shit. And a lot of these people are successful. They're like weirdos, bro. They're so about their stuff. They're super hygienic and probably the opposite in different spots, but it's like the extreme of something. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. There's too many clones of people, man. There's too many clones of people that are just like from the average individual that we see on a day-to-day basis. They're all the same. They all think the same. The girls nowadays, they all have a TikTok personality. They all have the same vocabulary. It's giving. It's an ick, right? The guys are all saying the same shit. They all dress the same. They're all listening to the same shit. It's like, come on, man. When you're focusing on yourself, you're going to find yourself delving deep into the things that you like. And that's like the cool shit, man. I don't know. That's just me. And I see a lot of that in you, Mighty Brad, dude. You're all about the things that you like, and you're really doing the things that you very much enjoy. So I very much appreciate you for that.
Right. No, and I love what you're doing as well. I mean, and it's so nice that we can come together and have conversations like this. What I was thinking about when you were talking about all this is just, there has to be a love for life and a drive to just make your life what you want it to be, because it's like so many of us have given up. Not even, it's like you're 40 and you have your shitty job and you have your wife and kids. It's like you're not even that far. Like you're 15 years old and you've given up. You're 15 years old, 20 years old, whatever, and you're like, the world is a bad place. There's no way I'm gonna make anything of myself. I can't do anything. I'm just gonna let life consume me and not enjoy anything continually. And it's like, take some, grab your nuts and
Yeah.
realize that you just gotta reclaim the masculinity and the drive to go out and make something for yourself, because that's our biological programming. Like we want to go out here and accomplish shit, but it's like, the testosterone has gone down so much that we as men we want to sit in our bed and lay down all day and do nothing. It's like, it's crazy, what the world has come to. And of course, it's not always the fault of the individual. It's like, you had your experiences, you weren't conscious enough to realize what happened, and now you're stuck in these bad habits. But the first step is just becoming aware. It's becoming aware of the world, but ultimately yourself. It's like the only chance you have to make your life better is if you realize where you are right now and being honest with yourself about it. Because so many of us are in, like, our mental health is awful, physical health is awful. We're just not living a good life. We're not enjoying our time here on earth. And it's like we just give up. We're just like, all right, my life isn't good. Well, what if you just sit down with yourself and instead of scrolling for 5 hours a day, to just sit down with yourself and think, number one, what do I want in my life? And number one, what does my life look like now? Like, I'm not happy. Okay, well, I spend my time going to school, and then I come home, do my homework, and then I scroll on TikTok, and then I go to bed and I do the cycle over again. No shit, I'm not happy, right? What can I do instead of scrolling for 5 hours that's gonna help me do something else? Maybe I can work on a side hustle for 2 hours. Maybe I can go to the gym for another hour. Filling your time up with things that are good for you and fulfill you is really the only key to curing your misery and your
Come on, guys. Damn it.
purposelessness.
You guys are making Brad bring his Joyzy side out of him. He's talking about his
Jersey side.
nutsack. Come on, guys. What the hell? No, I
Yeah,
totally agree on that, brother. I very much
yeah.
agree. Dude, I guess I just have to be the father of everybody. I have to be Uncle Nour. I think what I have to do is we got to get back to the spanking, man. We got to bring people, we got to re raise these children. I think that's what we have to do. Put them on my little truck and drive off and throw them into a ditch and then drive all the way down to the bottom of the ditch and put them back in the car. Be like, did you guys learn your lesson today?
Mm,
Okay, get back to work. Let's move on. Let's get things done. Because at the end of the day, your future self is going to look down and be like, you are just a fucking shame. What a shame. What a shame. Sitting there and just jerking off, right? And you're doing that bullshit. And you're just comparing yourself to other people online. What? Honestly, guys, keep this in consideration. I swear to God, I would not have any online presence if I wasn't doing this stuff. I swear I wouldn't. I swear to God, I would not. And if you find yourself, you're focused on something that doesn't get to do with this, get off. And if it doesn't get to do with you and it's a business, if it's a personal brand, by all means, please. If it's not, get off the media. And if anything, if you have the money to, get somebody else to do that shit for you. All realness, man. You guys need to it's not even about monk mode, man. It's not even I hate when people are off online. Like, oh, I'm offline, I'm eating good, and now I'm in monk mode. Wow, dude. That's what you should be already doing. I don't know why this is so idolized. That's what's crazy. And you know what? I happen to have the instinct to probably be like, damn, okay, cool, respect. Oh, I'm going to respect it because everybody else is absolutely doing the same shit. It's insane. It's sad. And you want to know something, Brad? That if you literally just happen to sit back, relax for a little bit, for a good 5 minutes, and you just overly analyze, hey, this, and that, this, what's going on. I know that if I put this much effort, I'm outlapping everyone in my city. If I'm doing this and I'm doing that, I can absolutely take over. Watch, bro. We're in a time right now where people are the closest thing to zombies, and they're fueled by fucking Starbucks. And I'm not talking about coffee, baby. I'm talking about that Frappuccino and all this other fucking different shit that is absolutely tarnishing the soul. You know what's absolutely you know what's fucking pathetic, Brad? Would you want to know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That there's a motherfucker out there competing with you on a fucking shit diet. That's embarrassing, right? I should be able to absolutely tarnish that guy and destroy his life. Physically and mentally, baby. I'm fucking crazy, okay? There's other people out there that are fueled by different stuff. And I want you guys to keep this consideration that, hey, I live in a city of X. I want to be the most workaholic, smartest person in that city. And how can I do that? By trying to pay attention to every single detail. And I promise you, because I remember this one time, there was this phase where I was getting up at 5. This was during my work, and I had specific days where I can get up really early. But I would wake up at 4:30, and I'd be at the gym at 5. I remember no one was at the gym, and I was just like, you motherfuckers, I'm beating every single one of you guys. And then I found myself after the gym, I'm the first one out, and I'm like, now I have to be consistent to go out there and attack the other stuff that's going on. But keep this in consideration, guys. A lot of the things doesn't require hard work. It requires you to be smarter. So that's what I'm trying to say. But if you start in a position where you're working just harder, that's a good place to start, right? Because if you're just trying to work smarter, you're going to find yourself trying to be lazy than actually being a hardworking man. So definitely delve deep and be into a manic workaholic individual where it's almost unhealthy and you take back steps, right? That's my honestly best advice, dude. I'd rather you be an extremist at first and then you take steps back so you can know what really too much is. That's my honest opinion. That's what, for example, David Goggins was doing. That guy was doing some absurd shit and he's like, hold on. I'm fueled off crackers and cookies. Let me fuel it back a little bit. Let me try to take care of my diet. I'd rather anybody go through that than trying to tiptoe around shit. Fuck that. And fuck you. Sponsored by Mighty Brad and Nour Sanif. Local at your fucking nice little city. We got a deli in every town, baby. Come get our meat. And we're going to have meat in 2030, baby. Even when the ticks are coming down to absolutely make you allergic to that shit. Me and Mighty Brad are opening a meat company, baby. We're coming down. Go. Yes, baby. On God. Having too much fun on here, bro.
No, that it's always appreciated. I mean, I think the big thing is that we've become afraid of people are like, I don't want to overwork myself, and so they don't even start. It's like, I don't want to overwork myself in the gym. and then they don't even get in the gym in the first place, right? And it's like, how can you possibly overwork yourself if you don't even work at all? And what we've kind of accustomed to our society is that there's no real need for hard work. But what you have to realize, and what I realized throughout my journey, is accomplishing the hard tasks is what makes you feel fulfilled. If I go throughout my day
The most
and everything is
dopamine. The most
just
dopamine. That's when you get the most dopamine.
there you go.
Yep.
And the runner's high is a perfect example of that. After you go for a nice long ass run, you finish and you feel high after. You're like everything in life just feels better, right? And you don't accomplish that when you're just sitting in your room, right? Sitting on your computer. And it's like, when you accomplish these hard tasks, that's what as human beings we were supposed to do. We're not supposed to just dilly dally throughout every single day. We're just like, this
It's
okay, good
nature,
day,
baby.
good day. Right. And it's just, I mean, life becomes better. You don't have to, be working to the point where it's like 24/7. You're like, I need to get this done. And oh my God, it doesn't have to be like that. But when you work hard at tasks throughout the day, you get a few hard things done. You just feel better. Everything in life just you feel better because you're actually doing something with yourself. And you like when you're not doing anything, you're just laying in your bed. You're not doing anything difficult. You feel like you have no purpose because you're not doing anything. The hard tasks is what makes life better. That's the overall gist of this.
And the people that are having the most fun are winning. Swear to
Mm,
God, dude. Think about it like this: when you see somebody having the most fun, they're having a good time. Those are the people that are winning. So
right.
if you're absolutely going out there and killing it, and you're working hard, and you're having fun doing it, you're unstoppable, bro. People are gonna envy you as well, right? Everything draws back to nature. Focus on the things that you need to do, like nature. Like I'm even gonna prove this concept right now, like the running high. What happens? And that's nature right there, right? What happens when you sleep with a 10 out of 10? How do you feel right after? You get the nice high, baby. Like that's how that's how the mechanics work. Right? I'm not saying to going out there and having sex with all these women, but I'm just trying to prove a point here.
Like the
The broad,
biology of it. Yeah.
the Joyzy broads. You know, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know what you're saying. And I think it's like as simple as this. You just kind of have to keep firing shots till you land just one.
Mm,
Right? With YouTube, keep firing shots till you get that one shot. You're going to get there. It's as simple as posting every day, right? But it's not easy, right? And if you're trying to attack whatever you're trying to attack, just know that you don't have to work hard all your life. You'll work hard, but then you get to that point, but you may come to being obsessed to working hard. And I think a lot of people kind of need to identify who they are as a man because a lot of people are not meant to be CEOs. And let's be very clear, bro. That's just based on your own nature. Not everybody's a lion. Some people are teddy bears. Some people are black bears. Some people are grizzly bears. Some people are just wolves. Some people are just like frogs. Some people are just not meant to do all this different stuff. Some people are just meant to be assistants. Some people are meant to be leaders, right? Identify what you are and attack it fully. Because even if you're going to be an assistant, you could be the most paid assistant in the world and you're overall above all the average people, right? Let's say that like there's like this concept I saw online is basically being a chief or an Indian, right? Like the concept of the Native Americans, right? Not everybody's a chief. Some people are Indians and they need to come down to consider like they need to realize that of what they are and absolutely like capitalize on that. Because right now, guys, you need to realize if you're in the United States, to be specific, right? And this can draw back into other places, but to be specific about the United States, if you are finding yourself failing and not succeeding and not seeing any type of success, it is because you are not battling the forces of being in the capitalistic society and other people are outliving you and outworking you and outsmarting you. And that's why the person with the Mountain Dew is winning because he's a capitalistic beast. He understands what's going on and he's killing it. So imagine if you have your body on top and some of the self improvement shit, and you're a capitalistic freak where you just understand the mechanics of every single angle and every single corner. That's exactly how you can become the person you want to be. Millionaire or not. It could be a business. It can be YouTube. It can be literally anything. Become a capitalistic freak. And that's exactly how you can tarnish and become one of the biggest guys out there. And then you can come down to our deli because me and Mighty Brad got all the meats, right? We're not even what is it? Is it Arby's? We're not even
Yeah,
Arby's, baby. We don't even got that fake meat. We get the real
we got
meat
the real
straight
shit.
from Jersey streets, baby. We raise our cows out in the streets. That's how you know your meat is
Streets.
gonna be straight thugging, baby. On God, once you take one freaking bite of that meat, you're gonna be coming out like, "What's good? I'm gonna make some money, baby." You already know the deal. And then you're gonna get rich, and then you're gonna pop on YouTube, and next thing you know it, you're a capitalistic freak. You're welcome. Mike
There you
down.
go. There you go. Nour, I appreciate you coming on today. It's been an absolute blast.
It's been actually fun, dude. This is actually way. I think the first podcast I did with you was like my first podcast. Super stuttery, points are all over the point. I think this time was way better, and I think, yeah, I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to even practice and put in reps. So
Oh
definitely
yeah,
appreciate that.
of course, and yeah, can't wait to do it again in the future. Where can people check you out?
Well, first of all, you guys come down to the deli if you guys want to come check me out for real. I'll be able to feed you guys for real. But anyways, you guys can check me out on Instagram at Nour Sanif. Check me out on Twitter, guys. I'm coming down hot. I may offend a lot of you guys, but trust me, it's pure entertainment. I identify as a comedian now, just so I don't get canceled, okay? And I'm on YouTube as well. Subscribe to the channel at Nour Sanif. Make it quick and simple. And I have one-on-one coaching if you guys want to check out the link tree. And I also happen a workout program and a diet program if you guys want to check that out. Okay, cool, sick,
All
awesome.
right.
Deli coming to your local city pretty soon. We're not going to be working on there. We're not going to be working at the store because we're capitalistic freaks. We have other people believing what we do and they're working there. So just take that as a lesson when you guys come down to the deli and eat our thug meat, baby. Let's get it.
I know what's going on. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.